Hi, my name is Mick Rankin, and this is Conservative Chat. I hope you've missed me. I've been off the net for a while, making a comeback. I'll bring the issues of the day and give them a good common sense discussion. I believe we get emotional on a lot of issues, and if we look at the whole picture, we can digest the various points, find where truth overcomes emotion, and bring some sanity to our discussions. Please feel free to comment. I will read all of them. I won't respond to personal attacks, but I will try to reply to every real concern, sometimes individually, sometimes as a group, or on the next podcast. We may not agree, but we can at least agree to disagree. So, today's podcast, I will discuss how we talk about things and what is really the message. Words have impact. How we say things is as important as what we say. Words and phrases are either emotional or realistic. Emotional words create reaction and passion. Realistic words provide data and information. Then it comes to messaging. Facts and data are important, but they're not popular. Emotions drive actions. Messages are not just words, but visual cues too. So, why is how we talk about things more important than what we say? Well, we can create a message and no one will pay attention to it because they don't feel the point of the discussion. So let's explore those semantics. Words have an impact because they evoke emotion or boredom. Words that cause emotion can be positive or negative. That emotion is used to motivate the listener to react in a certain way. Putting words together creates a message that is designed to influence the listener to an agenda. If those words are only emotional, then the listener may accept the agenda without knowledge of what the agenda accomplishes. So let's discuss the impact of words that are realistic. Realistic words are important because they contain data, and a data is a single point of information that by itself doesn't provide you anything uh, of context. So data is then compiled to create trends and organized to create information. That information is interpreted to develop knowledge. How the information is interpreted depends on the context and the listener. Knowledge is what the listener understands about the information, and knowledge may not be the same for all. And I'll give you a good example. If you look at weather patterns for prediction, the models from various agencies have different patterns, even though they all use the same data to create the model. Another example is two government officials make a statement about policy using the same words, yet the public hears two different messages. This is why how we say things is as important as what we say. To be truly informative, there must be several parts. All data must be presented. Compiling the data cannot give more weight to one area over another. And information developed must collate all data and present the facts as they unfold. When interpreting information, it is important to allow the listener to draw their own conclusion. Avoid presenting a single deduction. Give credence to alternative analysis. Leaving something out, no matter how minor, can change the interpretation and the entire message. So when you want to create a message, once deciding what we want to say, then we have to find a way to say it to make the listener accept the message. Words have impact. The message must be crafted to intensify or subdue that impact. Making a message positive creates an agreeable feeling. Making a message negative creates an emotional response. Here's a couple of examples. Example number one, the candidate seeking office wants to create more jobs and provide options to government assistance and create greater economic independence for the public. That same thing can be stated a different way. Candidate seeking office wants you to have to work to get your benefits, then take them away from you. Example one is positive, doesn't offer any real data to support the message, while example number two offers a negative message that creates fear where no data is needed to convey the purpose of the message. Make the message realistic and emotional. Provide the data and information so the listener knows the message is based on reality and not just opinion. Select words that convey the reality that cause the listener to think and keeps them interested in the subject. Avoid words that offer emotion without being verifiable. Words like mostly, likely, majority of, often, etc. Drawing a conclusion should be avoided, but influencing that conclusion should be the goal of your message. To be credible, a message must be honest and transparent. Do not leave out key elements. Allow the receiver to be part of the conclusion and provide access to all data. Go back to the above example and revise number one to this. The candidate seeking office is working with the Economic Development Coordinator to attract several businesses that will provide over 300 new jobs with benefits. These jobs will help lift families out of poverty, provide career-type employment with strong retirement plan. Those jobs will also add tax revenue along with government assistance savings that will allow the city to dedicate almost 10% more funding to community development. You see where I did there was I created not only a positive message, but I provided real data in there that makes the message more believable. So here's my take. When we communicate, we are sending a message. That message can be negative, positive, realistic, opinionated, emotional, revealing, or deceiving. Notice the order of the words I just used. I intended to make you think about the messages being negative and deceiving, the first and last words on my list. That was not by accident. I wanted to give you an example of how sending a message can work. I could have said that message can be positive, negative, realistic, opinionated, emotional, deceiving, or revealing, making the message that you hear is positive and revealing. Listen carefully to politicians and candidates, the media, and anyone else for that matter. Ask yourself if what you're seeing and hearing causes you to react or think. Think about the message being delivered. Does it give you real information, or is it full of vague and meaningless words? When it comes to politicians and candidates, listen to what and how they say their message. If they offer a lot of negatives, especially about an opponent or a group of opponents, then maybe they don't have anything positive to say about themselves. If they offer a positive message, does it offer real information, or is it just full of vague statements? Things like, I'm going to make your life better, or I'm going to raise your wages, etc. The first question should be, how are you going to do this? And be careful the word hope. Hope used like, I hope to do this, or we hope that happens. Hope is not a course of action, and it doesn't tell you what they're going to do. Well, that's all for this podcast. Let me know what you think. If you like it, please subscribe so you get the latest podcast as I post it, and please share it with your friends. This is Mick Rankin, signing off.